please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Mr. Air.
Here.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mrs. Stock.
Here.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mrs. Wells.
Here.
All right. All right, I guess everybody's having an opportunity then to look at the minutes from the last meeting. Do we have any questions regarding those minutes?
No.
No? Well, good. Then a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
I know you weren't there. Van Stone.
Aye.
And I know you weren't there.
I'll just put them as abstain,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Bill, I was going to say, for the council members that aren't present for a council meeting, they can always watch it online and then vote at the next meeting when we vote to approve the minutes if they want.
Okay. Well, that would be a degree of energy that I'm not sure.
They weren't sworn in for that meeting.
Yeah, they weren't sworn in.
Oh, okay.
Be nice, Ed.
Out of the gate.
All right, in communications, we have a couple of items in there. From Tax Administrator Barlow. I'm assuming everybody had an opportunity to look it over. If you have any questions, let me know right now, and if not, you can contact Chuck directly. We all good? All right, there's a little bulletin in here from the Ohio plan. Is this the one about the new council members?
No,
This
this is the cybersecurity.
Oh, yeah, this is the cybersecurity thing that I believe we're all going to be required to watch something. Is that correct?
No,
No?
no, we'll all need to have a little tutorial from Mike Manford. It's essentially the village has to have a cybersecurity policy in place, which he has already worked on. So council, the rules and law will need to get together with him to review it, adopt it. Once it's adopted, then he will have to go over it with all of the employees and council, and then we have to pass legislation, which needs to be in place by the end of June.
All right,
it's a policy.
so Susan, I'm going to be putting that in your committee.
But essentially, it has pretty much been done.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll just be a question of holding the meeting, coming out with a report, and
Having Mike available to answer any
having Mike available
questions.
to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just follow up with you, Jenny, make sure I just
Absolutely.
get it all right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, am I missing one of the things about the,
I think there was two things. There was one that's the cybersecurity, and then the other one being the new council member training.
yeah, new council member
Yeah.
training? I don't,
It's later.
that'll be later.
The next thing on the agenda is the council assignments.
All right. Okay, we have the committee assignments. I guess you've all have seen those.
Yeah, Bill, I had a question about them.
Sure.
Could you describe for us the process by which you selected committee members based on their desires and experience and qualifications?
Well, briefly, yes. Mrs. Brown Knight was good enough to basically, she and I talked about it beforehand, but basically we sent out a request for information to everyone with sort of listing what their request might be and what what you felt you were best qualified for. We got, I don't know, maybe half sort of responded to that, although like you and I had a conversation, kind of a thing. There were some loose conversations around people expressing what they would like. She and I then got together and we spent an arduous 90 minutes going through it all, basically trying to work out, what the best fit would be. Now, I understand not everybody can be happy here, but I think that, you know, we put a lot of time and effort into this, and we think that this is probably the best fit.
I have a specific question, and that is with respect to the Health and Recreation Committee.
Yeah.
Susan's been on that, as have I, and I think it's fair to say that the Health and Recreation Committee got an incredible amount of things done over the past 4 years, and I know that Susan requested to be on that committee,
Right.
and I would request that she be put on that committee.
Well, as I said, not everybody's going to be happy. I feel this is, there's no reason to think that the same number of things aren't going to get done going forward just because it's a slightly different committee than we had before. You will be, of course, the chair. You'll be running it. So I have every confidence that this fit.
The committee assignments are by our code are made by the mayor with the consent of council.
Correct.
So I would like to ask council if we could put Susan onto the Health and Recreation Committee based on her experience and desire to be on the committee.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Get a second.
I second.
Was that?
I second.
Alicia, okay.
Quick question, there's other shoes that have to drop for that to happen?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing. I mean, I personally think it's a bad idea, but you guys want to go ahead and vote
Well,
it?
and technically, too, the ability to assign still lies with the mayor. If you don't agree with this assignment, you can vote against it, you know?
Right.
But I understand what you're
That's
trying to
what-
do, and it makes sense,
Yeah.
really. Bill, I don't think it's wrong to entertain a motion, and if everyone feels that you can move the chess pieces around a little bit, you can probably do that. Susan, how do you feel about that?
I mean, certainly, yes, I did express a desire to be on the Health and Recreation Committee. I was on it prior. I did enjoy my time on that, so, I mean, I appreciate that, Matt. I am open to, that would be I would welcome that change, certainly. I also am respectful of the process, but I would welcome that change.
Yeah, it's late in the day to be coming in here and requesting this, but if you want to have the vote, a motion's been made, we have a second, let's have a vote. Mr.
Why is it late in the day? This is when we make the assignments, the first meeting of the year.
You're
I mean,
right,
this is
but
the
we
first
spent-
time I've said anything about it,
we
or
spent
had
a
the
great deal of
opportunity to talk
time
about it.
Working it out to arrive at this list.
Is there a matrix of qualifications or anything you prepared to show how you came up with the list?
As I said, people submitted what they, you know,
Does
what they
this mean that,
would like.
is your motion that Susan be made the chairperson of the Health and Recreation Committee?
That she be on the committee.
And then I'll just be on it, not the chairperson?
Yep, yep.
Okay. And then, so you're asking,
I mean, is there documentation how you came up with this?
Well, Matt, no, there's no documentation. She and I spent 90 minutes discussing it. We know everybody here. We know what the qualifications are. I know what your request was to be chair, and I did that.
Right, I just wonder why we would make a change when things are going so well.
Because I have no reason to think that things won't continue going well.
That seems like kind of a reverse logic, but
Well, maybe.
it's my motion is
I-
my motion,
Then
and I think we
let's do
should
it.
vote on it.
I guess
and
I'd like
respect
to
the
say
process.
something. I think we should, in most occasions, defer to the mayor because he has to make this whole thing work, and he does not have an easy job. And so when we start saying, oh, I want to make this change, because then we have to say, well, then Susan would have to come off either planning and zoning or public works, and there's a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it gets into
there's a whole and what Bill explained is that he's thought about it, he tried to do some good. And if we each see it differently, I see some things a little differently, but guess what? I will defer to the mayor because he's trying to get this team to work together and put the best people he feels fit on those committees, so.
Just take a
But
vote.
your point is
Yeah.
to say, we'd like Susan there, we also then have to make a recommendation of all the other changes that would have to go with that.
Right, one change.
Oh,
We have to take somebody off the committee, and
Right,
put them in as
correct,
well.
correct. One more swap. Anyway, that's, my motion is my motion, and it was seconded, I think we just
I
need to
just
vote.
want to say, I requested Health and Rec because I'm a physician, and it's health, and I just wanted to change from rules and law, but my other two committee assignments are the same. I gave my suggestions to Bill because I didn't receive your email. You sent it to an old email that isn't valid, so I never got it.
No, and we chatted.
Yeah,
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 it's- you
yeah.
had mentioned that you wanted the chair of economic development.
Right.
Moving on.
Well, that's where I've been.
Yeah, agreed.
On roll call, Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Nay.
Aye.
nay.
Nay.
All right, and I vote to break the tie and a no. I now ask for a motion
I
to,
make a motion to accept the committee assignments that you put
as
together.
this list.
Yes.
Yes. Do we have a second?
A second.
Second. Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
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 Aye. All right. Thank you all for that. As I said, not a good way to start off the first meeting.
So things only get better from here.
They can only go up from here. You know, I have the utmost confidence in all of you, and I know that going forward, there's gonna be a lot of, hard work ahead. And like I said, I have utterly no reason to think that it's not, y'all are gonna do a good job at it. So, let's pull together as a team and make this stuff happen. We have a lot to do. All right, we have a spending request there for the fireworks, which seems like we just had fireworks
We're gonna do this one.
in the room.
Is this the same price as last year?
No, unfortunately not. Fireworks go up every year. This, of the two bids that we got, this is the lesser of the two. I got a higher bid. Because this being the 250th this year, they put forward that they could do a slightly larger, more extended show. It was like 90, I think it was 95 for 2,000 extra dollars. I just felt like last year's show was a really good show. I mean, it was long enough, and we had really good turnout.
We got private donations.
And we got private
I was
donations.
gonna say, don't we typically get donations?
The
I know MPF is
the community is incredibly generous.
Is there a means by which we thank our donors
Oh,
at the show?
I
Yeah, we blow stuff
He
up.
personally writes letters to
I
me.
personally
Mayor
write
Brunson's
letters, and I personally, in person, thank as many of them
Yeah.
as I can.
Like, okay, but, which is ideal, so thank you for doing that. I didn't know if there is signage or anything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah,
had the
absolutely.
ceremony with the big check and
I'm
And
out
then,
of town, so. typically-
MPF, which has been extremely generous on that.
Yeah,
We normally
very
put the
generous.
banner up for those guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they are the single largest contributor to the fireworks.
I've been out of town for the 4th of July. so-
Yeah, well, see, you're missing a great show.
I
Remember
hear
it
it's a great
rained
show.
and then they went boom, 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 and then it poured again.
Well, we always have the
That
fun.
was 2 years ago.
That was
was
2
a-
years ago.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we owe a big thank you to MPF, and I do try to give it to them every opportunity, so. Do we need to vote that?
Yes, please.
Yes, a motion and a second then to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Air?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells? Aye. All right. We will have fireworks. And I might add that the firemen, by the way, in order to save us a couple $1,000 actually, they drive over to Indiana to pick these things up. So we're doing everything we can, to keep it, as reasonable as we can. Yeah, so. All right. All right. So I already covered the Ohio plan, correct?
Oh, yeah, I think wait a minute.
I got
This
it
is
out of order.
new,
It is
yeah,
kind of
this is the new public people.
Permission.
Erase cybersecurity.
All right.
Here.
That's the new council. Yes,
Permission
please.
to address council.
Already got it.
Do we have anyone with us here tonight that would like to get up and speak? Yes, sir. Would you please get up and state your name?
Dennis Hamilton. I'm a landlord over there on, in the historical building area. Got a short little thing here. We have a parking problem, as you probably well know. Everywhere in the village, there's a parking problem. But my buildings, I have 2 buildings on Chestnut Street between Plainville and Oak. I'd like to see a resident parking on that stretch of road on Chestnut.
When you say a resident parking, I mean, what, you mean like a parking pass permit or something
Yeah.
of
Like
that
permit
nature?
only.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because Waldorf gobbles up all the spaces, even though they have a lot. Their first choice is in front of one of my buildings, because it saves them 10 steps, you know. But there's no room for any contractors or painters, you know, nobody of any sort. And, you know, those residents, they're paying over $1,000 a month over there. And, you know, they have to go park somewhere else if they happen to come home and go home, you know, during the day. So,
Well, is the issue mainly, though, just through the hours of operation of Waldorf? Are we talking overnight? I mean, do they
no,
have
just 9 to 5,
9 to 5?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, and then now, you know, so many people work from home. So, you know, you drive down through those neighborhoods, cars are there all the time. I mean, I don't know who goes to work, but some people do maybe.
Well, they might, like you said, they could be working at home.
Yeah,
So
they must be.
What you're proposing then, basically, like I said, is some type of a parking pass permit, something that they would display on the windshield of their car?
Yeah,
something
they could do a
like-
hang tag or
Uh-huh.
some sticker they could put on or whatever.
That's it.
I
Pretty
think,
standard down, I mean, it's downtown Cincinnati, that's pretty.
no, a lot of places I know do this, and in fact, the Village of Mariemont, we used it in the old days, we used to have overnight parking passes and permits. That was a big registration kind of a thing, and it was, you know, mainly for the, well, it was village-wide. I think we're gonna have to, this is, have to go
You
over
have
your,
to send it to Ruth.
over to your committee, we're gonna have to study
Okay.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's not a reasonable, that, I mean, offhand, that doesn't seem unreasonable.
Yeah,
I feel like the Waldorf folks would respect it.
yeah,
Okay.
Could I ask Dennis a couple questions?
of course.
Sure.
Do those particular properties have parking pads on the back alley?
Well, no. The back alley's a challenge because almost all the buildings on Maple have garages.
Right.
So when I go over there to do something, a lot of times I'm blocking a garage. I don't stay long, but sometimes you can park between the garages. But no, there's no.
So there's no place to put a parking pad back there if you wanted to?
No. You mean on the property?
No, in the lane, I think he's talking about in the lane, because I know,
On your property, like there are on several, you know, on, a lot of the owners have done that, added a
Yeah,
parking pad.
yeah, they've done that.
Yeah, is that possible on your property?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then my other question, it would be, so I mean, I 100% agree with you that parking is an issue in the historic district. There's more tenants and cars than there are spaces, whether, you know, no matter how we slice and dice it, there's, I mean, the Mackenzie building is a really good example. Big building, 27 units, and it lacks parking. What makes your building different or special than anybody else? I'm just interested in treating everybody fairly and the same.
Well, all those buildings from Plainville, not quite to Oak, have the same parking challenge. You know, I
Do
mean,
they have the same parking challenge on Beach Street or on Murray or?
well, I don't think, not as much because Waldorf isn't there. Waldorf is the problem.
How
And I
many-
mean, even if I had parking pads behind my building, it just opened up more spaces for Waldorf.
And how many spaces do you have in mind in this proposal?
I just mean, the whole street.
The whole street?
Yeah, no, I mean, we could chop it down some, like on the west end, you could stop it at the fire hydrant. That would give, handful of spaces up that way. I'm just trying to get the few spaces that are in front of my building, and young Mr. Bowers here has a building next to one of mine, and he has the same problem. But now he has put in, or he's in process of putting in parking pads behind, but it's not going to alleviate the problem because the Waldorf guys will just park there.
It'll alleviate the problem in that his tenant will have a parking space.
Right. His
Okay.
tenant will have a
Yeah.
parking space.
So that does improve.
What's that?
One place, we have
Right.
couples.
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of people have 2 cars.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Okay, those are my questions, thanks.
Do you have concerns that there's just not, I mean, how many parking spaces is Waldorf legally required to offer there, given the size of the building? Do we know? That, obviously you should,
Beyond the-
sorry, I'm putting.
Beyond the capacity of that lot,
Right,
I would imagine, yeah.
okay.
Although we were able, in the repaving of that lot and the restriping of that lot, we did pick up, was it 4, 5, 6 spaces, something like that?
We got more, I think
Yeah.
it was about 4.
But that lot is full through the hours that you're talking about.
Well, the street parking is the first desired from those cats. They'll park in their lot if they can't get one on the street, because it saves them a few steps.
Yeah.
But
Well, tell your tenants not to go to work until 10 o'clock.
There we go, problem
I
solved.
need my tenants to work all they can.
I don't, no, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no.
Well, I don't know. It's one of those things we're gonna have to
Yeah.
study and look at, because, we have to be equitable, we have to be fair.
Sure.
We just can't, arbitrarily say, yeah, sounds like a good idea, we'll put this parking.
No, I
lot
know,
on.
I understand.
This is,
But I do appreciate the nature of the problem,
Okay,
so.
I just want to put this out there. I don't think it can be answered tonight, but when you have a building, are you not required to have appropriate corresponding parking spaces? Or is that grandfathered in?
It's grandfathered.
Thank you. Okay.
If they build a new building, they would.
Right. One thing I would say is, I know sometimes I sound naive when I say this, but I think in the past that Waldorf has been pretty amenable to a lot of our suggestions, and they've worked with us. So I would suggest maybe for the Rules and Law Committee meeting, let them know that this has taken place, and see if we can get some consensus amongst, I presume it's mostly employees, right, the teachers that park there?
teachers, parents, a whole variety, there's all different.
Yeah, see if we can get them to
Different ones.
cooperate. That might be a good first step, and then the committee can meet and decide, once they get input from everyone, what's the best thing to do.
And the parking lot there is a municipal parking lot, and we could restrict certain spots for residents only as you're trying to do the,
Yep, or do both, some of both.
Yeah.
Ed, I just want to say, I think that's a great suggestion.
Okay. Thank you.
To answer your question about parking, when these things were built 100 years ago,
Oh, I was talking more about Waldorf.
oh, I was talking about the townhouses.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that. I had understood that places of business often are required to have
Oh.
a certain amount of corresponding parking spaces to be able to have a permit to operate. But this is grandfathered in, and I just wanted some clarity on that.
Well, I mean, most people probably didn't even have a car back then.
Right.
Well, they had a horse and buggy.
Well, they
Had to
had
put your
well,
horse
I'm
somewhere.
Not sure we go back that far, but you're right.
But when Mary Emery designed that whole place, she had garages for almost every
Yeah.
townhouse.
Right.
And some of them were on, like the Maple building behind mine has about 10 garages, and I only have 5 units. So 3 of my people would be using that garage. That's the way it shook out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Cool, thanks, Dennis.
Brad?
Yeah, if I could just add to that a little bit. I think
Please come up and state your name, please.
Brad Bowers. I own a few apartment buildings. One is a 4-unit on Chestnut. I've had it for 40 years. And as Dennis was saying, and it's great, I'm putting them in. I'm putting four parking places in. So we're gonna have 4 more. And in the last 10 years, Chad Osgood has put in 3 spots in that same row on Chestnut. And John Miracle owns a building, I think 5 or 6 units on Chestnut. And he's put in 6 or 8. But just like you said, it doesn't really matter how many we put in. That's more people from the school that park there. And so it just gets, it does get a little bit frustrating, with that. And in 40 years, I haven't seen it this bad. So, and I'm sure that the Waldorf people want to be good neighbors.
Oh, sure.
So,
They really do.
whatever they can come up with to help us, that, that will hopefully will stick and tweak something anyway, so that when I get my 4 people off of that street, it's still going to be jammed up the way it is now.
Yeah.
And we have tradespeople come sometimes, painters and whatnot, and I'll call them a plumber, say, oh gosh, I got to come over there again. I got to park a block and a half away and get my tools back and forth.
I know it's a hassle, yeah.
So whatever you more parking spaces for the landlords to put in, I'm not sure is really the answer.
Well, but it does.
It's gonna help.
To Mr. Ayers' point, though, it does provide a private spot for a tenant.
It does for my tenants,
Yes.
but as far as solving the problem, since
Yeah.
there've been all these added, and in fact, 2 other spots have been added too, across from the school, because I understand for about 10 years there was a school bus.
Yes.
That was parked right there.
Right.
Directly across from the entrance.
Exactly, yeah.
And so that's been, I think Chad Osgood worked on that with you folks. Thank you for your help there. And still, it's just the same. So thank you for that. And by the way, thank you, Rod and Bill, and on the police department too, for your cooperation with what I'm doing back there, and with putting in the spots. And Rod's been real cooperative with
Yeah, no, you're
my
doing good work.
permits
We
and
were
all
able to
that.
take a look.
Hope
Yeah,
you've had a
it's
chance to
good.
take a look. It's a lot of money, so I hope it comes out nice. And thanks for your cooperation with the alley that's directly across, perpendicular to Chestnut, across from the entrance to the school. Of course, I've got my service people there, putting, with their backhoes and everything else. And it should be done within 2 months or $30,000, whichever. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, thank you. Thank you. Karen, did you want to?
Yes.
Of course.
Thank you. Karen Ketzel. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Karen.
So, just to, because I'm, kind of with those guys too, and I'm Brad's caretaker for his property. The Waldorf School was our school forever, and, so our families went there, all our kids, so there wasn't this entourage of parents dropping their kids off at a private school. So now that it's not our school, we have out-of-village parents bringing their children in. And even during this process of construction in the back of Brad's building, we have a little entourage on the lane, including my car, because I am part of the project. And mothers from the Waldorf School would park right behind me and leave their car. So my understanding in all the meetings I've been in during the Waldorf issues, I was told they were given 4 spots for parking right up against their building. The lot by the church, between the school and the church, is the village property.
Correct.
So the only resolve for them is to take the picnic tables behind the building and try to make more parking around there. But that would involve probably Rod and figuring out how to do that. They have plenty of, there's other places too for parking, but
Well, but I mean, that space behind the building, that's kind of their playground area, so to speak. I mean, they have a lot of, outdoor activities with kids and stuff. I'm not really sure the viability of putting cars there, but,
well, you look at every other school, Kilgore, Hyde Park School, they all have parking lots.
right.
And we didn't have that to give them with the building. So anyway, enough on that. The reason I'm here is because, yay, we're over leaf season for a second year. And the second year that I don't think it went very well. I'd like to suggest that before we come up to another leaf season, that there's some review with some other communities on how they use signage, no parking on a Tuesday from 8 to 2 or whatever, so that rather than taking 2 hours to suck up leaves on Beach Street when there's so many other streets in this village, I'm sure Chestnut is the same, that we ask the residents to help move the cars on the day that leaf pickup is supposed to happen. People do go to work, or they can find other places to park. But that way, it'll get done. It'll get done on a weekly basis, and I think that's the best resolve in this. I didn't appreciate having to suck up or blow leaves and move them on Christmas Eve, nor on New Year's Eve. I've never had to do this in the 40 years I have lived here. It was ongoing. Yes, I know we had snow. Yes, I know we had rain, but that's to be expected. I drive through Fairfax during that time. Their village is beautiful. Our village sucks. Sorry.
We have a lot more trees.
We have a lot more trees.
lot more trees.
We have tremendously bigger. Now listen, I know the parking thing on top of the leaves. You've heard me in here at the start of every leaf season, practically, and every other meeting. Do I not basically plead with the residents? Number one, please don't rake the leaves into the street, number one. And then if in fact they are, don't park a car on top of it. It slows us down considerably, to your point. But, I know you're in here pleading with us to do something, but it's like the residents really need to help us with this as well.
I think if you put a sign up on the day that the leaves should be sucked up or will be sucked up, I think they will move. But again, some people are working out of their homes, even
Right.
two couples are working out of their homes or whatever. So, they're not moving their vehicles. I think just during that time, other communities do it. I'm in a lot of other communities where I see those signs. They're just temporary during the leaf season, that we ask the residents to move their vehicles so that the sucking up process can take place and be done with it. Move on to the next one, because it's just not working the way we've done it the last 2 years.
Well, in defense of our guys, let me just say that, it's a very big, the leaf collection in this village is a very big job. We have I don't know what it is, hundreds of thousands of trees and miles and miles and miles of street. So, and then we had the snowfall and we had to basically change equipment, kind of a thing. So I guess I'm trying to suggest here that the level of expectation about leaf collection in this village, maybe that needs to be looked at a little bit. We are doing absolutely, given the manpower that we have, we're doing just about, and the cooperation that we get, everything that we can do to get the leaves up.
Well, I think we just need to ask the residents to be more cooperative.
Well, amen to that.
I mean, that has happened weekly, or excuse me, with every council meeting. We have certainly
Yeah.
been asking
Have you
and
not heard me say?
communicating ad nauseum. I think this is going to be an ongoing challenge. And I do want to just echo, I take it a little bit personally when you say it sucks when we are a tree. I mean, we have so many trees here. We have a bigger challenge, and our guys are working their tails off. So I just want to draw a line there that I am very proud of the work that was being done and the commitment, and also kind of the snow removal and the work that went into the snow removal. That said, you're right. I mean, I think there might just be we either have an adjustment of expectations that we're going to do the best we can, or we assess, how we allocate tax dollars, because we need more people and more equipment to do it. I mean, even just the signage piece is a huge challenge to be able to do that in advance. Not that everything can't be improved upon. So that is important, to come and say things can get better, and here's a suggestion. But to imply that our guys did work that equates to sucks,
That's
that's
what
not
I'm
the
taking
case.
exception to.
Yeah.
I mean, our guys really work
a
their
little
tails
harsh.
off to do this, given the resources that they have. And let me just also add this. The first priority of leaf collection is always the residences. We do not basically engage in our parks and our public spaces which I have a lot of complaints about that, because we want to get to the residences first. So when we sit here and say that leaf collection is basically almost over, for resident collection, it almost is. Yet although any resident who still has a big pile of leaf, of course, we're going to go and pick them up, but we are now going to turn our attention to the parks and the public areas, which have to be blown off and picked up. So
Right.
it's just a very big job.
I understand. I've been here 40 years, 40 autumn seasons, and I get it. But I don't think it's been like this, that it's been the last couple years. It's been much easier. I don't know what's changed because it's the same trees, the same amount of trees, the same village. I don't know. But I just feel like, maybe talking to, another community that has, like Indian Hill, not so much because the houses are further apart.
Right.
Our dwellings are closer together, and then you've got, just like on Chestnut too, there's parking on one side of the street, the school's on the other side of the street. What are all the owners supposed to do with their leaves? If the pickup's on the other side of the street, do they go ahead and blow them on the other side of the street? And is the school going to be upset? I just feel like to make it easier on our staff, I think some resident education needs to happen, and that second step of telling the residents, not asking, telling them on a certain day we will be there, so that it takes 30 minutes to
In
get
all
through.
honesty, with the weather and everything else and the snow, that is very difficult to do with the limited resources we have. I mean, there's a schedule I know that Ben has, that he goes from street to street to street, but if something happens and he can't get to that very next street, it gets put off till the next available day. And when they put the snow equipment on the vehicles, they have to take off the leaf stuff and put on the snow stuff and then reverse it when they're through. I just want to say, I think Ben and his guys have done a very, very good job. Could it be better? Well, maybe in certain ways. But I have neighbors that put their stuff out on the street. They don't listen and keep it on their ground.
That's never going to change.
Well, I understand,
No.
unless we start
Trees
citing
on
them.
these-
If that's what it takes to change
She's made her
behavior,
point.
maybe
That's
we
not a
need to
bad
think about that.
Is that more rules and law?
Well,
Oh,
I don't want to beat this horse to death. Ben, did you want to say something?
Yes, if I could.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
I just want to say Happy New Year, new council members, mayor, council. Leaf collection is very difficult to manage. In the village, we have two ways to collect leaves. Either we do it or Rumpke can do it. If Rumpke does it, they're on a schedule every Tuesday. If you bag your leaves, they will take them. If we do it, we're not on a specific schedule. We go out. Some streets take longer. Some streets take shorter. But the thing is when we're doing leaves, we are doing them as fast as we can. I found out that we put 3 trucks out there, and that's 2 persons to a truck. It's very hard to navigate. Somebody has to drive, somebody has to blow the leaves in, somebody has to rake the leaves in. If we have 2 trucks and we do the west and the north side, and you have 2 people blowing the leaves in, raking the leaves in, it goes much quicker, much faster. We cannot get to everybody every week. What our promise is every other week, your street will be done. If you put your leaves out, and if you have your leaves out, we will try to get them, pending no weather event. December, we had 2 unprecedented, record-breaking snowfalls, which we have to change over equipment. It doesn't just magically happen. We have to involve loaders and things to take off the boxes and put on snow equipment and plows and things. this is not an easy task. People have already been working long hours to get this accomplished. And then, once the snow stops, we try to go back to leaves, but we cannot suck leaves if there's snow and ice on top of them. The machine will not pick them up. Same thing if there's sticks and other debris that's not leaves goes up on our machines. They clog up very easily. It's a high-powered machine, but we do the best that we can. And believe me when I tell you that every person on my team does the best that they can do with leaves, snow, anything that we do in the village, we're at the best that we can do it. And I promise you, as of today, every leaf in residence are picked up. Now we have to focus our energy to the parks and the public areas. People blow their leaves in public areas, and then they complain about, oh, you didn't pick up this area over here. It's a public area. If you want your leaves picked up, put them in front of your house. We'll try our best to come and pick up your leaves as fast as we can. That's leaf season. And we're talking about leaves. If you want them picked up on a schedule Tuesday, put them in the bag. They'll pick them up.
Ben, I watch you and I get it. I do have one question. With Beach Street and Chestnut Street, and we can pick a couple others probably that are especially hard for the same reasons that Brad and Dennis and Karen are in here with everything parked over the top of the leaves. If you look out a week and you see the forecast, not 100% accurate, but if you look a few days ahead, couldn't the police department put 24-hour signs up and get everything off Beach Street so you can go suck leaves up
That's
unimpeded?
absolutely possible.
Yeah.
But what they're talking about is parking. Where
I
do
get
park
it.
the cars?
Well, for one day, we can ask the apartment owners while they're here. For one day, I think people can find a place to park so you can get the leaves sucked up.
Where we're going to put? You have Beach Street is totally full.
Oh, I get it. Don't ask me about Homewood. I don't know how we would do that.
Is there, I mean, I don't want to do this, but, and we can just talk about it later,
Yeah.
but I don't know who referenced it, but you could technically, people that put it on the street, I mean, I guess we could technically cite people that
Well, I
do
don't
that.
think there's anything in our code
I don't
about
against the
that.
law right now.
We'd have to,
We'd have to go into rules and
Yeah.
law.
yeah, that's right.
I am as much as I hate a car to park on a leaf pile, my guys will still try and get it as best they can.
Right.
You might have a little leaf dust on your car, but we're going to try and get it the best we can. The thing with the apartment areas is always parking. It's always parking. We can go down Homewood and we see every driveway, it's got a space for a car, but yet they all park on the street. You know, so it just, we do the best we can
Yep,
with
I
what
get
we
it.
got. That's what takes longer. If we got to work around the car and pick up sticks and pick up leaves, we'll do it, but it's going to take longer. We can't suck leaves in the snow. We can't suck leaves in the rain.
Do you have any recommendations for us that would be helpful, that we could push something for?
Bags,
This year,
bags.
we did not use any outside help. I felt that when we use outside help, they come here and work very hard the first week. Second week, they know what's going to happen. So they start to ride the clock. They're not as rambunctious to get out there and blow leaves or rake leaves. So I want to do away with that. The companies that we hire, it's not. We hired a part-time person that cares. He's worked here before.
Yeah.
He cares about the village. All my employees care about the village, and they want to see things get done. We don't get anything, we don't get no praise if we don't go out there and do what we're supposed to do. So I tell them, we meet every morning. Every morning we meet, and I say, let's just go out here and make us proud. That's my statement. Go ahead and do what you're supposed to do, and we get it done. All leaves are picked up.
I just want to say that the leaves are relentless. I mean, I have, in my backyard, I have 2 deciduous trees, okay? And I have a guy who helps me with the lawn stuff, and last week, you know, he found a huge pile of leaves that wasn't there before Christmas, and he blew them out to the curb, asked me if the leaf collection was still happening, and they were picked up like within a day. So that's my experience.
If I get a call, everyone who calls me and says, look, hey, my leaves are out, I'm having a party, or I'm having this and that on Thanksgiving, we try our best. We try our best. Lanes, I hate to say it, but they're secondary. We're dealing with main streets and trying to keep those things clear.
Right.
If we have the luminary, I'm going around the main streets. I'm not going through the lanes. I'm just hitting the main streets. I try to do everything in that manner. If there's snow, I'm hitting the main streets. Lanes, secondary. Hills, everything else is primary. We gotta get this clear. I don't care how we do it, we gotta get it done. This is my philosophy. We try to do everything that we do for the village at the best of our ability. And I think we've done that this year. We haven't had any outside help. Today, all resident leaves are picked up. Today. I can say that with confidence. I went around and looked. I made sure. Lanes, streets, hills, everything picked up.
Man, I think you did a terrific job.
Thank you.
You know, and it's very easy to find fault that this could be better, but I want to personally tell you, I think you did a pretty darn good job. And thank you for helping me with my driveway as I was huffing along there.
I just want to say, I welcome complaints.
I understand.
I want to work on it. I want to make it better. Definitely. I take all opinions. I take everything in, and we want to give our best, 100%, all the time. And I think my guys, they understand that 100%. Morale in the Village of Mariemont Maintenance Department is up here, and that's because I keep it that way.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Quickly.
I live in a neighborhood where we don't get leaves. I used to drag those damn things all over Creation and dump them over my hill and everything. I got a mulching attachment on my rider, and I mow into the ground. I don't remove any leaves anymore.
All right.
And the last final fall of leaves was probably first week of December. I mowed the lawn 3 times. By the time I mowed it 3 times, the leaves were all gone. So if some of these people would clue in to get mulching mowers.
No, some do. I mean, I know what you're talking about, and some residents actually
It
basically mulch them in.
You
Yeah.
mulch them in.
Yeah.
You don't have
Right.
to fool with them.
I just want to say one more thing. The Village of Mariemont is the only Tree City USA in this area. Tree City USA.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah,
That's a really good thing.
except for the leaves.
Really, really good thing.
You like
Yes.
trees or not?
City USA.
All right, guys, we have to move on here. I think we've raked this leaf issue to death.
Yeah. Ha-ha.
I'm sure Mandy's got something.
Always
If, did you
comment.
have something you want to say, or? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you were sort of sitting there like I
Bill.
wasn't sure.
I can be super quick. So Mandy Beecroft with the Public Library. We are officially open, so please come back and visit us. Our story times start this week as they were before. And if you have any questions, just come and see me.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
I've heard
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Pay the bills.
It looks really good.
We're very excited.
All right, right before we're going to pay the bills here in 1 second, but we have the new election of the vice mayor coming up here. Do we have a nomination?
I nominate Bob Van Stone.
We have a second.
I will second.
Yeah, a second. All right. Mr. Ayer.
Yeah, aye.
Yeah.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Yeah.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone. You can vote for yourself, by the way.
I understand.
You should
Mrs.
abstain.
Wells.
Aye.
All right.
Congratulations, Bob.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're not going to tell me to mind my health?
Do you know what's really scary?
I was going to tell you
Mayor
something
Brown, may I
else.
ask, is that done just as a new council member? Is that done annually or is that for the
Yes.
four-term?
No, it's
terms?
yeah,
Annually.
it's the
Okay,
start of
annual.
every year.
Okay.
We'll do it, yeah.
Very good.
Play your cards
try to
right.
rotate
Next
it
year it can
around.
be you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, has
This is kinda
everyone seen the bill list? Any questions regarding the bills?
And the zoning stuff can overlap.
About software for a village manager.
Wait, what?
What?
How far down?
Almost all the way at the end.
Second page?
Was it the iWorks?
Yeah. It may have been iWorks.
Yeah, the software for the
That the
maintenance
maintenance?
software to track the.
Yeah,
maintenance?
yes.
What is that?
That's the software for the maintenance department. iWork, it's iWork for the tracking,
Okay,
Yeah.
I did, that's fine.
right?
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was.
That's
because
what it
says
That's what
Yeah.
that is, yeah.
Yeah.
For a village manager, that's why.
Is that what it says?
Well, it's, yeah, might not be
Well,
called that.
we know what it is now, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm all in favor of that.
All right, a motion and a second to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mrs. Stock,
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone,
aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right, pay those bills. Looks like we have no committee reports.
What the heck?
What the heck? Well, in miscellaneous, last day of leaf pickup is January the 15th, it says here. The limb and brush collection will resume on the dates posted on the website, I guess. When are those, Ben? Well,
We started, on the first and third week. We started on the 5th and 6th. Next week will be on the 20th and 21st.
okay, okay. Village offices will be closed January the 19th in observation of Martin Luther King Day. And then this is kind of a big one, on Monday, February the 23rd, there'll be a brief presentation to council from Hamilton County Auditor Jessica Miranda regarding property tax relief services. Am I saying this right here, Colin? Uh-huh. And that'll be, we'll have that in here at 6 o'clock, right before the regularly scheduled meeting at 6:30.
That's the 23rd?
That's the February 23rd.
Okay.
Yes. The appointment of council member to the planning commission, I think will remain Bob. You're
Needs
the
to be voted on.
What?
It needs to be voted on.
Yeah.
Voted on? Okay. Well, motion and second.
So moved.
I am so sorry. Please repeat that.
It's the appointment of Mr. Van Stone to the planning commission, who is
Yes.
currently on the planning commission. In fact,
Right.
he sits as the chair of the planning commission.
Okay, second, we got a second.
Yes, second.
I seconded.
Okay. Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Aye. Vote for yourself.
Looking at Ruth.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
Bob, you're gonna be a busy guy.
Well, that's what I'm hearing. That's why I keep my yeses get lower and lower.
All right, then we have the council member appointee to the Architectural Review Board. Now, I know that there was something about this that Matt,
Well, what happened was, when Matt got on council, that meant 2 council members were on the ARB, so I gave up my spot. But for my last 2 years, I would like to go back on the ARB.
okay. Matt, you have a thought on this, please?
Well, I prefer to stay on it, partly because I'm also on Rules and Law, and we have kind of a long-standing project to revise the historic code, and that'll involve ARB, and I'm kind of in the middle of it.
Well,
Can't we, on the ARB, is there an open spot?
You can only have one council.
you can only
Yeah.
have one
Council
council person, and we sort of got into this because, like I said, when Matt came on, that would created 2 people on there. Marcy was on, she gave up her spot, if I'm remembering this correctly, which I think I am, you know, kind of a thing, so,
And then I was on planning commission, and then Bob came on, and I gave up that.
You can have that back if you want it.
No thanks.
So Matt, you're in the middle of working on a significant project with ARB?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that should go for something.
Is this appointed annually or every 2 years?
Annually.
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 well.
2-year terms, I think, isn't it?
It's
Every
every
year.
year, we have this conversation every year.
It's a 1-year term?
Yes.
You know.
Rod, how is that revision of the code going?
How's it going? Well, we have a group, we have a list, kind of a punch list of things that we know need to be updated. We have compiled several different codes from around the state. We have input from the State Historic Preservation Office for things that they use as a modern template, and I've got a working draft started.
Well, is there any reason why you have to be on the ARB to do that?
I would prefer to be on the ARB to do it because it's all kind of works together.
Wanna-
I think somebody needs to make a motion for one, go for, see if there's a second, and then go.
Is that-
Yeah, somebody should make a motion.
Can I ask
Make-
one more
make a
question
motion,
before we
I mean.
vote?
Yep.
Mayor Brown, is that okay? May I ask one more question before we
Of
vote?
course, yeah.
Matt, is it possible that you would have some of these larger projects wrapped up in the next year, and maybe then next year Marcy
Yeah, I would
could be on
say-
it for 1
yeah,
year?
Yeah, I would say that 1 year is about right.
Okay.
So we're sort of saying we have a gentleman's agreement here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Are you,
Marcy, how would you feel about that agreement?
That's fine, as long as it's wrapped up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I gave up my seat
Um,
to
it's,
accommodate Matt, and I just wanted to do back, because I'm not.
Yeah, no, I
it's
think
just a lot of
I think
stuff.
that sounds like a good compromise.
yeah,
So we need a motion?
we do.
Motion to appoint Matt
Appoint
Air
Matt
to the,
as a member of the ARB.
yes.
Matt, you can second.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Second.
automatic.
Wait, who's second?
I'll
Okay.
second.
Oh, well,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to push you.
He doesn't have to second it.
I'm just, I'm moving along, that's all. Mr. Air,
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Nay.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Nay.
And Mrs. Wells.
Nay.
Whoa. Where are we here?
You're at
You're
3-3.
You're the tiebreaker.
We're at 3-3. All right, look, I thought we had a gentleman's agreement here, and it seemed reasonable. So I'm going to go with Mr. Air,
You can do that.
okay?
Well, you're on a tiebreaker rule today, are you, Bill?
God, I mean, in 6 years of being mayor, I don't think I've,
At least once.
yeah. All right, last thing on the list here, nominations for Outstanding Citizen of the Year. Those will be due into Joni by March the 10th. Okay. Just remember, I have an easy name to spell.
No comment?
Are you ready for resolutions?
Yeah, resolutions. We have 3 resolutions.
Okay, this is the third reading to reappoint Brian Kelly, Tim Wiley, and Tom Gilmore as a member of the Pool Commission for the calendar years 2026 and 2027.
All right, that's the third reading. A motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right. They're on. Next one.
That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
They all
Oh,
got
did you bunch
together.
them all together?
Yes, I did.
Gee, maybe I should pay
The
attention.
queen of efficiency, Bill.
All right.
There's a football game tonight, just remember.
Can did we refer to, I don't know if maybe I missed it, looking for a rules and law meeting time ironically. This says refer to rules and law?
Yes, we did.
We
We
did.
did that,
That's the
okay. Thank you,
cybersecurity.
sorry, missed that.
That's what we talked about. We're adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.